Hi, everyone, and thank you for joining us today for a quick discussion on the JD MBA program here, facilitated by the University of Buffalo School of Law and the School of Management. My name is Benjamin Rogers, and I serve as the Associate Director of Admissions here at the School of Law. And I'm joined today by my wonderful colleague, Meghan Wood, who is the Director of Recruitment and Admissions at the University of Buffalo School of Management, who will tell us a little bit more about the School of Management in the slides prior. Following.
Thanks so much, Benjamin, and thanks everyone for your interest in our JD MBA collaborative degree program. I'd like to just tell you a little bit more about the School of Management and our MBA program curriculum and details. Okay. So the University of Buffalo School of Management was founded in 1923. So we have over 100 years of being in the business of business. We are an AACSB accredited school, which is the gold standard in graduate management education. Of more than 16,000 business schools worldwide, only about 6% are accredited by AACSB International. We're the number one ranked business school in the State University of New York, SUNY system, a top 25 ranked public MBA by Forbes, and Bloomberg Businessweek ranked the UB MBA second in the nation for return on investment. Additionally, US News and World Report cited us as one of 15 MBA programs with the most employed graduates. So we're really proud of those rankings, and it's a testament to faculty, staff, and our students. So all of our students, whether they're a single degree MBA or a collaborative JD MBA student, will take the same core curriculum in year one. Our robust MBA core curriculum prepares our students to really lead in today's constantly changing business environment. Our incoming MBA class is divided into cohorts no larger than 40 to 50 students to ensure vibrant class discussion and learning. Additionally, each first year MBA is assigned to a 5 to 6 person team who works together the entire first year across core classes, projects, and presentations. Students take 27 required core course credits in year one. They're able to choose one 3 credit elective in the spring semester. And as you can see, the majority of our core classes are 7 weeks in length. Required core courses and first year experiences provide a strong foundation and are the same for all MBA students. Most students will complete the 3 credit internship in the summer in between years 1 and 2. And after that summer is when you'll move back over to the law school. And then in the following years, you'll be combining law school and MBA electives. Our MBA program actually offers 12 different focus areas. And it's important to note that some of our students will select courses from one focus area, others might choose two, and others aren't concerned about a focus area. They're really just taking courses that speak to them in their area of interest. Applicants do not need to solidify a focus area when applying to the program, but you can definitely indicate your planned choice within the application. And students can definitely change their mind on the focus area interest after beginning the program. We have a wonderful academic advisor and an amazing career advisor that assists students with determining the best focus areas and electives based on their personal career aspirations. Now, something I really want to highlight are the action learning opportunities that our MBAs participate in. The UB MBA really emphasizes experiential approach through action learning. Our students are not only learning theory in the classroom, but they're also applying it in many practical ways. Action learning begins at orientation and continues through years 1 and 2 of the UB MBA program through UB MBA Advantage. In August of year one, before classes even begin, our UB MBA students build strong bonds with each other, and through team building activities and leadership experiences, they engage with many in our School of Management community. During the first fall semester, students actively participate in a 600 level discussion class focused on career planning and development. They prepare for focus area selection, internship search, and the interview process, and more. Before spring classes begin, students participate in 2 days of virtual programming focused on career development, including internship networking, realistic job previews, and mock interviews. And our MBA students kick off their second year by taking a deep dive with industry experts to enhance the key skills needed to focus on their post-MBA job search. And I want to be clear, After the first year, when our collaborative degree students head back to law school, they're still able to engage in these opportunities. Our Corporate Champions program is another UBMBA point of differentiation. Corporate Champions are representatives from organizations across Western New York who partner with our UBMBA student teams in the first semester of the program. You can see a listing of our recent Corporate Champions on the slide. It's an extensive and powerful experience that provides our students with the practical opportunity to immediately apply their knowledge, positively impacting actual companies in our community. Our students benefit from their insights, learning lab environment, and access to senior leadership provided by the Corporate Champions program and from the network of involved companies. A winner of the MBA Roundtable Innovator Award, UB MBA Leader Corps gives students the opportunity to study and navigate real-world business situations while developing a set of clearly identified leadership competencies. Leader Corps bridges the gap between academic learning and the workplace, focusing on core competencies that are considered vital by the business community for effective performance and successful leadership. In their first semester, Leader Corps students begin their journey with deep self-reflection and personal assessment, during which they identify the competencies they wish to strengthen. You can view competencies on the model on this slide. Each student has different strengths and different opportunities for development, and they can create an individual development plan based on current competencies and career aspirations. One of the most differentiating features of Leader Corps is the students' engagement with a professional coach during their second semester. Through this process, students look back at their development so far and establish a plan to further develop their leadership skills as they finish their degree and embark on their careers. The last step to completion and the micro-credential is a certification defense, where candidates are required to present and defend their learning portfolios and provide examples of how they have successfully put their newly developed competencies into practice. This program is a hallmark. It's definitely a differentiating feature for our UBMBA students. We also have our Jordan A. Daniels Nonprofit Board Fellowship that's named after one of our alumna that connects students with community organizations for leadership development and hands-on impact. Fellowship recipients are able to serve as board members of local nonprofit organizations for a one-year term. Many of our MBA students are paid student assistants in our projects clinic. They dive into hands-on real-world projects alongside our community partners, like those listed on the slide. And over multiple short-term projects, usually 2 to 3 weeks in length, they really have a dynamic experience working in cross-functional teams and are able to add to their MBA portfolio for prospective employers. Through our faculty-led short-term global programs, students prepare to lead in today's business world and develop the global and diversity mindset needed to succeed in any industry. All of our global and U.S. experiences include a credit-bearing virtual program, as well as optional travel to an international or domestic destination. And each opportunity provides the opportunity to earn a micro-credential as well. The CoLab, which is short for our Startup and Innovation Collaboratory, is a campus-based entrepreneurship and innovation center that empowers students to realize solutions for the global and local challenges of our time. It's part startup incubator and part idea sharing center that connects students to mentors, events, funding, and experiences that cultivate the skills and mindset to build successful companies or innovate competitively in careers within any organization. So whether you're an entrepreneur or an intrapreneur, CoLab offers amazing opportunities. I really just want to talk a little bit more about the UB community. UB is a wonderful place to study, and Buffalo is really an awesome place to live. UB has more than 300,000 alumni across 150 countries, including 48,000 from the School of Management. UB alumni are special. They are highly engaged with current students and participate in many networking events, speak in classes and with clubs, and serve on a variety of boards and panels. Also, there are so many things to do outside of whether it's an MBA class or a JD class. There's lots of ways to have fun on campus, including UB has more than 500 student clubs and 16 Division I athletic programs. And I will say the basketball games and football games in particular are my favorite. The School of Management also offers many clubs and organizations. Some are graduate focused and some are a mix of undergrads and grads. all of the organizations on this slide are either grad focused or a mix of undergrads and grads. And some benefits of joining these organizations are networking opportunities, leadership development, industry insights, and resume building. And then I also want to mention that our students have access to two career centers, our School of Management Career Resource Center that we refer to as the CRC, and the university's Career Design Center. Before students even set foot on campus, the CRC is engaged and committed to your success by providing an MBA action item checklist. They'll work with you to help develop your career strategy, personal brand, and hone the tools you'll need for an effective job search and rewarding career. Each of our MBA students has a dedicated career advisor that works with them. And there's so many resources, not only on their website, but through webinars, programming, networking events, that our students really have a great opportunity to expand their network while in the program. And I just wanted to share a quick glance at our career outcomes for our May 2024 MBA graduates. We'll be able to post 2025 information later this month. But here I wanted to note that 89% of our MBA grads were employed within 3 months of graduation, with an average base salary of $85,000 and a high base salary of $225,000. Now, I will mention many of our JD MBA students go on to work in corporate counsel positions, but there's a variety of other outcomes. We actually had one student that worked in marketing and has transitioned into corporate counsel. So with that, I am happy to turn it over to my wonderful colleague Benjamin to talk about the School of Law.
Thank you, Megan. I will segue us a little bit more into the School of Law and how we will facilitate real-world experiences. Go 2 slides up, Megan. So when I talk about the School of Law, I really like to highlight what really makes us different in comparison to other law schools. And for starters, we do have a very lengthy 137-year track record of educating future attorneys. Also, as the only law school within the SUNY system, in addition to offering a top-notch education at a world-class university, we are very affordable. In fact, we were recently named number 18 in the nation for best value law schools by National Jurist, and we were the only law school to make the ranking in New York State, and we are very proud of that. We also have a very supportive environment with one-on-one faculty advising and a 5-to-1 student-to-faculty ratio, and we have competitive outcomes with a bar passage rate higher than the New York State average and almost a 96% employment rate for our class of 2024. This comes in part because we are the only law school within a 2-hour drive of Buffalo. Our students really have first dibs on all that the Western New York legal community has to offer. We also have a loyal network of alumni of over 13,000 right now, not just in Buffalo, but across the nation from New York City all the way to California. Um, and we also have a lot of ways to connect with alumni as early as your first year with our mentor matching program. Moving on to our Juris Doctor curriculum, the first year curriculum includes 6 doctrinal courses, which provide the foundation for subsequent legal study. A signature component of our JD program is our legal analysis, writing, and research program, which requires students to take 3 semesters of intensive writing and research courses, including 2 in the first year and a third within the second year. And in addition to this, you devote significant time to the skills required to practice law. Our legal skills program actually includes a number of different upper level courses, some of which are within litigation and non-litigation techniques, trial technique, appellate advocacy and mediation, and a number of different academic support and professional development courses as well. We also offer 9 different concentrations, with our newest being our advocacy and sports law concentrations. But completion of the requirements of a concentration does set a student apart from others as someone with an unusual level of knowledge and mastery within their field, but it is not required, much like the MBA, to select a concentration. In fact, many choose to build their own curriculum, so to speak, with courses across concentrations. To do that, they might select a clinic to take within their second or third year. Law students are considered members of the School of Law's Clinical Legal Education program law practice, very long name, and will be admitted to practice under a student practice order. We currently offer 8 clinics, as seen on this slide, to choose from, and each works directly with real clients within the local area to provide support to both our community and provide support to our students to gain from practical experiences. Now, outside of the classroom, you also have a number of other ways to interact and gain experiential learning. One of those ways, of course, is externships. And on the slide here, you can see a little bit of a short list of what is offered from year to year for academic credit. A key benefit that I often like to highlight about externships is that you get to have these firsthand experiences with these governmental organizations or nonprofits and we have some firsthand supervision of that experience here in the School of Law, which allows us to advocate for inclusion in a variety of different tasks, responsibilities, meetings, and more. Just another way, really, that you can leverage experiential learning during your time at the School of Law. Now, here's how you engage with classmates and future colleagues. The number one way, of course, is going to be our collaborative environment within the School of Law. Our Advocacy Institute is really at the center here as it serves host to a number of different programs, from trial advocacy to appellate advocacy to mediation. These programs provide students with training from leading judges, trial attorneys, and faculty. And not only do students hone their advocacy and appellate skills, they really learn from these real practitioners, many of whom are often our own alumni. We currently also have 12 mock trial teams, 4 moot court teams, and 4 mediation teams. There's also a number of different student organizations that you may on the slide is just a brief sampling, more on our website. And then further, we do provide a number of different tools for career advancement, one of which I hinted at a little bit earlier on, which is the mentor matching program by our Career Services Office. Whether you really know exactly what you want to do with your degree, or if you want to sample a number of different practice areas, the CSO, as we call them, is a source for information and assistance in planning and preparing for summer internships, academic year, and post-graduation opportunities. They host that mandatory mentor match program, which I believe kicks off every year with a reception in January, and then an annual career fair in February following that. Participating organizations in that often include law firms, public interest organizations, legal services providers, corporate law departments, banking and finance industry, compliance departments, and then government agencies, of course. My personal favorite event that they host is a Plan Your Path series, which hosts alumni in different fields who speak about how they got to where they are today, and further shed light on whether it might be a path for you to pursue as well. More about them can also be found at law.buffalo.edu/CSO. And then I did want to just include a brief sampling of some of the examples where our JD MBA dual degree graduates have landed in recent years. As Meghan said, a lot of them may choose to take on corporate counsel positions, but there are a number of different opportunities available with a number of different employers, both in Buffalo and beyond. So now we're just going to segue a little bit into the admissions component of the programs. And for this, you must submit 2 separate applications and the School of Management. Talk about JD admissions and require. So to be eligible for admission, you must earn, of course, a baccalaureate degree or be on track prior to matriculation within the law school. You must also take, sorry, I think my internet went out for 1 sec. Can you hear me, Meghan?
Yes, you're good.
Okay,
You're good.
thank you. And then you must also take the LSAT or the GRE to fulfill the standardized test requirement by the American Bar Association. To apply, you must go to lsac.org and you will submit a number of different documents, including your letters of recommendation. I generally recommend 2 to 3. 3 is always the sweet spot, 2 from academic sources, 1 from a professional supervisor or otherwise, the personal statement, and a resume. With that, you do want to navigate to lsac.org to really start this process. And you can do that by creating a free lsac.org account. They are fantastic at providing a number of different resources to guide you through this process and apply to law schools, both UB and all across the country. You can also access a number of different resources from learning about how to register and take the LSAT to how to file specific letters or request rather specific letters of recommendation through their easy tools as well. Now, going to the timeline, every year our application does open on September 1st with an early decision deadline of November 15th for those where UB is your top choice. March 1st is that next big priority deadline that I like to note, and that is when I recommend every applicant consider applying by just for the highest consideration for scholarships, as that is when we receive the bulk of our applications. This is also when I recommend applying for the FAFSA as well, so that you can guarantee access to different types of loans and work study if applicable. We also have a tuition deposit deadline for admits of April 15th and a housing application deadline that does change year to year, but is oftentimes around May 10th. For our class of 2028, we did have quite a large class join us of 166 students, which is then broken down to 6 different cohorts, about 23 to 26 or 7 students per cohort, with a median LSAT of a 157 and a GPA of a 3.71. We do have an entire holistic review process that goes in, but this is a little bit more about the numbers to get a sense of where you might stand in comparison to our most common applicants. We also had a pretty diverse age range of 22% of our class was actually above the age of 25. More often than not, we're seeing quite a bit of students taking some form of a gap year or perhaps going to get a graduate degree, maybe an MBA without the dual degree option. And an ethnic diversity percentage of 25% from 60 different colleges and 40 different undergraduate majors. Now, for law students as well as for students in the School of Management, there are a number of different housing options. Flint Village is one of the most common ones that I will reference, as it has 1 or 2 bedroom apartments with a whole building reserved specifically for your time in law school. But there's other options, including Creekside Village and a number of different off-campus apartments that I'm happy to talk about individually should you ever have any questions. With tuition and fees, it's really clear breakdown of when you decide to take your MBA core curriculum. For most students, you will be taking it within your first year, and you will pay the School of Management's tuition and fees for that year. In the second year, you would then be taking the JD curriculum, and you would be being charged for the School of Law's tuition and fees. And in the second year of your JD, third and fourth of the combined degree program, you will take the full-time tuition and fees of whichever department you are taking more credits from. Tuition and fees for the law school specifically is currently $26,430 for New York State residents, with a non-New York State resident tuition of $32,000, which is both very affordable, as I had mentioned already, in comparison to other law schools, and both affordable for residents and out-of-state residents. We are also very generous with scholarships, as 90% of students on average have received some form of scholarship, ranging from $2,500 to full tuition. And there are a number of ways to apply for federal student aid, as well as external scholarships and law school specific scholarships. Now I will turn it over to my colleague, Meghan Wood, for MBA admissions.
Excellent. Thanks so much, Benjamin. So for the full-time MBA program, we admit in the fall. So these are some critical deadlines for fall 2026 admissions consideration. Our first deadline was actually today. Our next deadline and our priority deadline for scholarship consideration is January 15th. Our final international applicant deadline is March 15th, and then we offer 2 more domestic deadlines of April 15th and June 1st. So the application due dates mean that you need to submit your online application through our website and through our applicant portal, pay your $100 application fee, and then upload the materials for the MBA program, which I'm going to share on the next slide. If you do all that by the deadlines noted, you'll receive an admissions decision by the decision notification date on the next column. And then we would hope that you would pay your $500 tuition deposit to secure your seat by the date noted in the third column. Although I will say that that deadline is very flexible and we can work with you on that. Now, as Benjamin mentioned, for the law school, you're going to apply through lsac.org. For the MBA program, you'll find an application link on our MBA program website. And it's important that you apply to both schools. So as Benjamin mentioned, we have some students that start with the MBA program and then they go into law school. We have other students that decide during their 1L year that they want to apply to the MBA program. That's great too. But it's important to know that you do have to apply to both the law school through lsac.org and the MBA program through our School of Management MBA application. In terms of admissions requirements for our MBA program, you'll want to complete and submit your online application. And the applicant portal serves as your dashboard for all of your other application pieces. It's going to be where you can view your to-do checklist, upload your documents, and ultimately be able to view your admissions decision. The application fee is $100. You must upload transcripts for each college or university that you list within your application, and this includes any transfer credits that were earned towards your undergraduate degree. Copies can be uploaded for admissions consideration. Current UB students should also upload a copy of their academic advisement report. Resume length should be about 1 page for every 10 years of professional work experience, post-bachelor's work experience. Be sure to include relevant education and work experience and months and years of employment for each position that you've held. Our Career Resource Center has a fantastic resume preparation tool on their website. They actually have it as an MBA template, and you can find it by searching management.buffalo.edu/resume. You'll also submit a career objectives essay, including your short-term and long-term career goals and how a UB MBA or a UB JD MBA will help you achieve them. So just be sure that you are answering, your short and long-term career goals and how a JD MBA can help you achieve those goals. The career objectives essay is usually about 700 words in length, but we're not going to do a word count. Just, try to keep it around 700 words in length. We do have admissions interviews and they are by invitation only. The MBA program is test optional and we do not require the GMAT or GRE for MBA admissions consideration, but you're welcome to upload your scores with your application if you choose to take either exam. Again, these are all MBA specific admissions requirements. For any additional steps for international applicants, they're listed here. And I'm happy to walk you through any questions you might have about any of these as well. English language proficiency, uploading, proof of degree eligibility, earning a bachelor's degree prior to enrolling in this program. But can work with you on this. So I wanted to review our full-time MBA core year tuition and fees for in-state and non-resident. Also wanted to recommend or advise that merit-based scholarships are available. We consider all admitted students and we consider scholarships based on the materials that you've submitted during the application process. Additionally, admitted and deposited students can apply for assistantships and on-campus employment. I bring up the first year because obviously if you join us in year 1, you'll be paying MBA core year tuition fees. All MBA students, all JD MBA students have one MBA core year. This is our full state in resident tuition cost for our entire full-time MBA program, our 2-year MBA program. It's $38,715. And then for non-residents, it's $69,215. But remember, you'll be paying 1 year of JD tuition. You'll be paying 1 year of MBA tuition. And then it will depend on what courses you're taking in your 3rd and 4th years, which tuition will reign. And it's always going to be the tuition where you're taking the most courses from. With that, I'm going to turn it back over to Benjamin.
Thank you, Megan. And I just want to say to be sure to connect with us outside of this. We have the MBA program has wonderful student ambassadors available for online office hours. And the law student ambassadors are available anytime on our website. You can scan the QR codes here to connect with any of them, learn more about their journey to law school or to the MBA, and what their specific interests led to that. With that, I want to just put up again our contact information if you ever have any questions about our selective programs. You can, of course, feel free to email us, both Meghan Wood and myself